Yo, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪. We're back with another video. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe if you guys want to. I'm gonna be posting a lot of videos, so if you guys want to react to anything, if you're new or old, let me know in the comments. I'll make sure to get to it. Today we got a good video. We're reacting to the 15 most valuable things in the world. I'm intrigued to know what these things are. I mean, from the first slide we see it's a vase, so let's check it out. Make sure you guys are
enjoy
subscribed.
collecting things as a hobby. From trading cards to musical instruments and memorabilia, there is something satisfying about watching your collection grow. But in every category, there is a veritable holy grail, an item so rare that only the world's elite could hope to possess it. From gemstones to comic books, we're looking at the rarest items in the world. Hannes Wagner. Though he may not be as famous as Babe Ruth or Lou Gehrig, Hannes Wagner's baseball card is by far the rarest in existence. The 1909-11 Hannes Wagner set a new world record price for a baseball card, selling for $3.12 million. This breaks the old record of $2.8 million, which was paid for a different copy of the same card in 2007. The cards were produced by the American Tobacco Company. About 60 Wagner cards exist. The tobacco company abruptly stopped production because either the great pirate shortstop opposed smoking or he wasn't compensated for use of his image, or perhaps both. For whatever reason, the limited run made the card extremely valuable. In addition, the card was produced with larger than average margins, leading to the nickname Jumbo Wagner. Regardless of the production flaws, this is easily the rarest sports card in the world.
So because it has flaws,
Bible. Many people see the advent of the Gutenberg printing press as the single most important moment in modern history. Before the printing press, books had to be written out by hand, meaning that it was time-intensive. Thus, books were scarce and literacy was a luxury reserved for the rich and powerful. But the Gutenberg press changed all that. The first book printed on the press was, unsurprisingly, the Bible. The first was commissioned in 1456, and several hundred more followed. But books are not designed to be durable, and very few remain. At the moment, 28 partial copies are purported to exist and 21 full copies. These are held in the Library of Congress and other well-respected institutions all across the Western world. A single page in good condition can go for $25,000, and a complete first edition could easily fetch $35 million. Not bad for a dusty...
Holy, that was a big jump. It went from $25,000 to $35 million. But, like, I heard him say these are, like, books in libraries or something like that. Like, public libraries. So, I wonder if, like, random people, like, can just... Well, not random. Like, anybody can just go in and, like, I don't know, check out the book for a week or something. But I feel like that's not the case because, like, somebody can easily steal the book. Like, people... they would have 0 copies left if they did that because people would literally go in, take the whole book or take a page or whatever and just sell it online.
The old book. Rarest coin.
Rarest coin.
At first glance, it might look like a piece of leftover loose change, but it's actually worth millions, making it possibly the most valuable ounce of gold in the world. The rare 1933 $20 double eagle is the most expensive gold coin ever to be sold at auction and a legend among collectors. The coins, featuring an eagle on one side and liberty on the other, were melted down before they ever left the United States Mint, sacrificed as part of a strategy to remove America from the gold standard and stabilize the American economy. Only one coin is legally in private hands, with all other 1933 double eagles remaining as property of the U.S. government, and the U.S. Secret Service pursues any newly discovered coins. Only one coin has been sold in recent years, and the $20 coin went for an unbelievable $7.9 million. Shakespeare signatures. William Shakespeare was so prolific that many people posited that he was actually a group of people publishing under a pseudonym. He was an English poet, playwright, and actor of the Renaissance era. He was an important member of the King's Men Company of theatrical players from roughly 15...
God, I'm not gonna lie. I hate Shakespeare, to be honest. Like, writer or whatever, but, like, he made me go through hell in school. We read so many of his books. It's annoying. Romeo and Juliet, like, what else? What else? That's like the only one I can remember right now. Romeo and Juliet. He has a lot of books. I can't remember them, but we had to read so many of his books and do so many essays and do so many papers and stuff. Like, oh, I hated it. Thank you, Shakespeare.
94 onward. Known throughout the world, Shakespeare's writings capture the range of human emotion and conflict and have been celebrated for more than 400 years. And yet, the personal life of William Shakespeare is still shrouded in mystery. Of course, his stories are required reading in many schools around the world. While the works themselves are not rare, it's extremely rare to find his signature. In fact, there are only 6 verified copies in existence, and they are each valued at $3 million or more. None of the signatures are connected to works of art. Instead, they are on legal documents that he signed during his lifetime. The scarcity of signatures only adds to Shakespeare's mysterious identity. Peanut.
But wait, like, he said there's a lot of copies of, like, the stuff that he's written, but it's not worth as much. That doesn't make sense. Why is, like, it's still his handwriting. Like, why is his signature worth more than, like, a story he's wrote? It's still like him writing. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Painite is the world's rarest known gemstone. It was originally discovered in 1950 in Myanmar by British mineralogist and gem dealer Arthur C.D. Payne. Painite's extreme rarity is due to it containing the chemical elements zirconium and boron, which do not normally associate with each other in nature and don't occur together in any other mineral. Ironically, some painite crystals are partly altered to a crust of small pink crystals of the more common ruby. Though it's very close in composition to sapphire, these stones are totally unique. Their extreme scarcity means that painite costs as much as $60,000 for a single carat. They are only native to a small region in Myanmar, making them even more difficult to obtain. While other precious stones like diamonds and emeralds are better known, true gem aficionados know that painite is the rarest stone on Earth. Spider-Man comic. Even a casual comic book fan knows that Spider-Man is the most beloved superhero and that his early material is extremely rare. Writer Stan Lee and illustrator Steve Ditko created Spider-Man as a filler story for a canceled anthology series. At the time, a teenage lead hero was unheard of in comic books. However, young readers responded powerfully to Peter Parker, prompting an ongoing title and ultimately a meteor empire, including video games, several animated and one live-action television series, a live-action film franchise, and a Broadway musical. The first appearance in Amazing Fantasy number 15 is by far the most highly valued comic in the world. A copy of Amazing Fantasy number 15 sold at Heritage Auctions in Dallas on February 18, 2016 for $454,100, a record price at public auction for the comic. That record was shattered when a mint-condition copy was sold for $1.1 million less than a year later. Because the publication was initially sold for only 12 cents.
Look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy. 12 cents. It was, so when it came out, it was sold for 12 cents. And now it's at 1.1 million. If you tell somebody like that like bought this at that time that this will be worth like 10 million times more. Okay, a million times more technically if you do the math. But that's crazy.
It pays to hold on to your old comic books.
That's true.
𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪𝓵 Yellow Stamp. The 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪𝓵 Yellow is a Swedish postage stamp which holds the world's record auction sales price for a single postage stamp. In the 1800s, Swedish currency was known as a skilling. The normal 3 skilling stamp printed in Sweden should be green, whereas the 8 skilling stamp was printed in yellow. However, due to an unknown error in 1855, most likely because the 3 skilling plate was
What just happened? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry about that.
Universal Technical Institute is making more than
Guys, I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It's just
scholarships and grants available to those.
Many people enjoy collecting things as a hobby.
We gotta go back
from
to where we
trading
were.
cards to musical. Creating the precious 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪𝓵 Yellow stamp. The only known
guys, we're back.
copy in
I'm sorry.
existence of
I
the
don't know what just
𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪𝓵
happened.
Yellow was discovered by a schoolboy named George Wilhelm Beekman in 1886 while going through his grandparents' attic. The stamp made headlines in 1984 when it was sold for $1.07 million. At a 1990 sale, it made over $1 million, and then in 1996, it was sold again for $2.875 million. Each successive sale meant a world record record worth for a postage stamp. This also makes the stamp the most expensive item by weight in the world. Levi jeans.
There's something wrong with humans. Like, they find the weirdest stuff, like, valuable and, like, worth a lot of money. Like, he said that the stamps were green, but this one turned out to be yellow, sorry. And that's why it's worth a lot of money. And, like, the other one was, it was another item right before, I forgot what it was, but it was, like, because there was a fault in it, it's worth more, which is so weird to me. Just, there's something wrong with something, so you automatically make it worth more. In that case, people should just start messing everything up and just selling it for much more.
Levi's are synonymous with blue jeans. The story began in 1850 when a Bavarian immigrant arrived in San Francisco to try his luck in the gold rush. Hearing of the miners' need for durable pants, Strauss hired a tailor to make garments out of tanned canvas. Later, denim was substituted and copper riveting was added to pocket seams.
That's crazy how jeans came
Little did he know that
out.
he would become richer than any of the gold miners. Levi's became extremely popular for their durability and eventually their style.
So that guy right there made
these
jeans.
original Levi's 501 jeans from more than 115 years ago went on sale in 2005 and were purchased by a Japanese collector for $60,000. While there are technically more expensive pants, these are one of a kind and cannot be recreated, making them the rarest pair of pants in the world.
What would you do with these pants? Would you wear
Double
them?
Fantasy album. One of the most legendary and brutal murders in music occurred on December 8, 1980. Mark David Chapman was a psychotic man living in New York City. He had a number of obsessions, including Catcher in the Rye, Todd Rundgren, and most famously, the Beatles. On that fateful day, he accosted James Taylor in the subway and then went looking for famed Beatles songwriter John Lennon. Before the grisly murder took place, Chapman asked Lennon to sign a copy of his latest album, Double Fantasy. Lennon acquiesced, only moments before Chapman shot him point blank in the back and the lung. The album fell into the rose garden nearby. It was later used as evidence in the case because it had Chapman's fingerprints. Though it's an extremely morbid piece of memorabilia, the album was later sold for $460,000. Chapman remains in jail to this day for the horrendous murder. Soraya horse. The Soraya is a breed of ancient horses that developed in Portugal's Iberian Peninsula. Their primitive markings, convex profile, and cruel coloring are all indicative of their ancientness. The Soraya is an extremely rare breed and is one of the very few types of original wild horses that are still living. However, very recently they have been categorized as a breed by the Portuguese National Stud in order to ensure safe breeding by human intervention and thus help their population grow. Today, they are mainly found in Portugal and Germany. It's thought the Soraya animals were among the first to be taken to the Americas by the Spanish as they were adaptable, hardy, and useful as pack animals. Once upon a time, these horses were plentiful all across the European continent, but loss of habitat and proliferation of new breeds has forced this beautiful creature almost into extinction. Blue Empress. It's uncommon for a piece of jewelry to set off a media storm, but that's exactly what happened in 2003 when Harrods department store in London unveiled the Blue Empress. The diamond necklace valued at around $16 million, and the shop hoped it would be sold as a Christmas present. The necklace quickly attracted a bid of $20 million. It's built around the Blue Empress, a rare blue pear-shaped diamond weighing 14 carats.
Imagine wearing $20 million
in your necklace. Is made from 18-carat white gold and a number of smaller round white diamonds. It's among a unique collection of 11 blue diamonds mounted in settings from Los Angeles-based designer Christian C. The stone is especially valuable because colored diamonds are extremely rare, and this specimen is considered by many to be the most perfectly crafted in the world.
Really?
The necklace was eventually sold to an anonymous buyer for an undisclosed amount. Bottle of wine.
I mean, okay.
Even an amateur sommelier knows that wine is valued both for its taste and its history. One bottle of wine from 1787 has both in spades. The bottle was a Bordeaux, a 1787 Chateau Lafite produced by the Rothschild family's vineyards in the south of France. Publisher Malcolm Forbes in 1985 paid $160,000 for a bottle of 1787 vintage,
Forbes, like
which
the
was
guy,
believed to be from the
Forbes
late
list.
President Thomas Jefferson's cellar and has the initials THJ etched in the glass. Thomas Jefferson was the third president of the United States and one of the most revered of its founding fathers. A philosopher, scientist, and statesman, the aristocratic Jefferson was also an avid enophile. When he was ambassador to France, France, he spent much of his time visiting the vineyards of Bordeaux and Burgundy, buying wine for his own collection and on behalf of his friends back home. Ming Dynasty Vase. An old vase may seem like it's primed for the donation, but check it with an antique expert first to see if it can pay for your retirement. In one case, an ancient Chinese vase was left haphazardly on a wooden shelf and was totally uninsured. But when the couple who owned it were going through their belongings, they realized they had hit the jackpot. Dating from the 15th century, the
Like, what is that stock footage? Like, what are they doing?
Ming Dynasty Imperial Vase went for $22.6 million. This was almost twice its first estimated value. Surprisingly, it was bought via a telephone bid by an anonymous buyer. Very few of these vases exist in good condition, and the couple said they couldn't remember where they had acquired the decorative piece of kitchenware. Thanks to this happy accident, the couple have retired comfortably. Caviar of the East.
Definitely.
𝓤𝓸𝓬𝓲, or bird's nest, is sometimes referred to as the caviar of the East. There are two reasons for this. They're high cost and because this food is treasured as a delicacy. A few species of swiftlets build edible nests that are consumed by humans worldwide.
Wait, what? Ew, that sounds nasty. What? People eat this?
And because the nests are extremely difficult to harvest, the food is extremely expensive. The Chinese believe eating these birds' nest influences lung, stomach, and kidney meridians and improves appetite and complexion. They commonly use them to aid recuperation from debilitating illnesses because of their easily digestible glycoprotein and other nutrients. Farmed nests can cost $30 a bowl in China, but wild-caught nests generally go for $10,000 a gram.
Oh, that was the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was really interesting. Some of the stuff kind of worth it, like it makes sense. Some of it was like like it's weird. It's interesting to see what humans find as I guess like valuable and expensive and like things they want to invest in. Like and for people, like, imagine you just, I don't know, go into your grandparents' attic and then boom, you find something worth millions of dollars. That would be sick. But if there was one thing out of this list that I would want to have for myself, if there's one thing I can take from this, no, I got it. It definitely would have to be. Okay, if there was something that I had to keep for myself, it would definitely have to be the horse, right? Like, I would love to have a horse. That would be amazing. But if there was something I get to have and I can do whatever I want with it, it would definitely have to be the blue impressed diamond. 20 million. I can sell that. Like, for like what? If you give it time, it'll probably sell for like double that. So I'll probably yeah, that's probably the one I'll take. But if there's anything you guys would want from this list to have for your own self, let me know in the comments what would it be. And also in the comments, let me know what else you guys would want me to react to next. So without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you're all subscribed and make sure you leave a like in this video if you enjoyed it. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.